Today I'm here at my $2.5 million flip in Los Angeles. This is a 7-unit property and I'm gonna be telling you guys about things that I overspent on here. You gotta just remember this isn't going on HGTV. You're not gonna be the next Chip and Joanna Gaines. Now we all know I have expensive taste and who can blame me? Who doesn't like nice things? But I'd say like with the black windows, it would have been cheaper to do white windows. Some of them were painting from white to black to save money. The ones on the front are brand new. But yeah, that was probably something we could have just stuck with the white windows. But oh, I hate white windows so much. These puppies let in so much natural light though. I have no regrets, who cares? You can't take it to the grave. Another thing that I overspent on was this turf. This is like the best turf money can buy. Did it make sense to put here? Probably not. It needed turf, just something low maintenance. I hate cheap turf. Like when it's not this rich, deep green. Oh, money green, baby. Wood doors on the new apartment were a little bit of a splurge. I probably shouldn't have done that. I love the wood doors and they really pop against the dark building. I have no regrets with the black hardware. I think they're gorgeous on here. And they let in a little bit of light. We got the frosted glass. The quick set door hardware wasn't really necessary. You don't need to use designer door hardware on a flip. Just do the cheapest one that still has the matte black look. Another thing I did that maybe I overspent on was opening up the walls between the kitchen and the living room. Some would say removing these walls is only something you should do at like a high-end Beverly Hills flip. By the way, this is located right by SoFi Stadium, right by SpaceX and an airport over here. So we are near things that people need and it's really convenient to the freeway, but it's definitely in an up and coming area. So you gotta really watch these extra costs. There's no point in overspending if you're just fixing it up to sell it. Another thing I wasted money on were these backsplashes. Do I love these subway tiles? Absolutely, they're beautiful, but we probably didn't need them. You can just have a few extra inches up from the countertops as like the same material and kind of do it that way. And then that way you don't have to actually do like a full-on backsplash because it uses a lot of extra tile, which takes a lot of extra time, which costs a lot of extra money. Rather than just installing electric chargers, we probably should have just put on the listing, does come with EV charging. And that way we wouldn't have had to spend all this money and we could have just done it upon request, especially for a flip, because you don't know if the person's actually even gonna need these. What if all 3 of these are just going to waste? In this unit, I decided to put some skylights because there was no way to put windows in the whole kitchen/living room area. So I figured it seemed necessary at the time, but I don't think it really was. With plenty of lighting, you don't really have to like do all that extra stuff, but we did it anyway. In a tiny little micro unit like this, it definitely makes it feel bigger. So this is a 1-bedroom. Over there, you do get a sliver of light on the frosted door, but it's just that and the skylight. But see, like one wall was from the bedroom and the other 2 were on the 2 sides of the house that have no room to add a window. Or you'd be staring right near a neighbor's yard. So it just didn't make sense here, unfortunately. For the bathrooms, I could have just gone to Floor & Decor and gotten the most basic tiles they had. I like a little swagger, some extra pizzazz to really give it that oomph. I was trying to do different types of tiles in each of the units and it looks good for the person buying the building or whatever, but it wasn't really necessary. It's fun to do that in units that have like 3 or 4 bathrooms, but these units, like at the most, they've got 2 bathrooms per unit. So it's fine, like don't go to all that effort to get all this extra tile, and tile just seems to go missing. You never have enough, they break it, like things are gonna happen to your tile, right? So it's better to just have one type of tile. It really made things complicated when I was trying to do each bathroom with a different type of tile. Like yes, it looks designer in the photos for the buyer, but it just really wasn't necessary. These were some of the designer tiles that I got. I got them from this place called Arizona Tile. And it's not like super expensive for like the quality. Like you cannot find cute stuff like this at Floor & Decor, like point blank period. But it's definitely good to mix like the light tones, the dark tones. And that's the other type of tile that I used. I really like it, especially with like a darker tile in the walls. But basically, I've got champagne taste on a beer budget, and that's never a good thing. I could have just put ceiling fans in here since some of these don't have central heating and air. So I think people would have definitely appreciated the ceiling fans. I hate ceiling fans. I think they're hideous. I prefer recessed lighting, but it would have been cheaper to just install like 1 ceiling fan in each living room versus like 6 recessed lights. I also think I overdid it with the recessed lights too. Oops. Who's perfect, right? And these cabinets, I think they're cute. I'm really proud because I wanted to do like completely handleless, but I found these handles that are like barely noticeable. So I figured I'd much rather do that and not, why spend the extra money? No one's gonna not rent this or pay a little less because of these handles. Like, they're actually kind of cute. So yeah, in like a high-end home, of course you don't want handles in your cabinets, but we gotta be realistic. For some of the units, I wasted money to do central heating and air. It really wasn't necessary. It didn't cost much more because I shopped around. I literally found 20 electricians to get the cheapest one. And it turned out not to be much more. It was like a couple grand more and you get like central heating and air for each unit. So I did that for 3 of the units, but all the new units here in the back, we all did the mini splits. No one's really gonna pay more for the central heating and air. I hate to break it to you. So do mini splits, be practical. Remember, you're not living here yourself. So I know it's fun to design and make it all cutesy, but we don't need to do all that. Mini splits are okay. Every ADU these days is getting mini splits. Right now we're here in the micro studio. It's only 220 square feet. It sounds really small, but the way they place these windows, so there's actually 2 windows in here. So you get them kind of on each side of the main room. One over there and one over there. So in the daytime, there is a little more light in here, but the kitchen is teeny tiny. Like look, there's the fridge, there's the stove. There's hardly any counter space. So I don't know, looking back, if there was any way to add any more counter space at all, I wish I would have done it. And I was getting like normal size appliances, which was ridiculous. I just wanted like the brand and the look and everything to match in all the units. But stainless steel is stainless steel. I was like definitely overthinking it all. Definitely fumbled that bag. Closet space is so important in a tiny little unit like this. So I'm thinking like a Murphy bed would be good in here, just any way to really make the most of it. But yeah, I wish kind of that I would have given it some more closet space. Also, all the appliances are like premium GE and LG, and I wanted like brand new from the store. I like everything matchy. And I was told by the builder that you shouldn't go with designer appliances. You should actually get things that have been pre-opened. Like he told me about this discount store and I just didn't want to do that. Like I don't want to put my name on something cheap. Anyways, that's my 7-unit building. I love looking at these 7 mailboxes. It's just like such an accomplishment for me because I started with like a 4-unit back like 6 years ago. So I've definitely come a really long way. And hopefully the next one is like 10 to 20 units. I'm really shooting for the stars here, and I'm looking at like moving or maybe temporarily moving outside of California so I can really do more with my money when it comes to flipping. So it's just a passion of mine. It's so much fun to like take your artistic vision and mix it with your mind for business. That's what I studied in school. And I always wanted to be an architect, so I kind of get to live every fantasy, and I get to work with so many teams and manage people, and it's just something that I'm really proud of, and it's just so cool. Like it took me like so long to build this, like 1.5 years, and here we are. We're right to the finish line, and I'm gonna be selling it soon. So it's just so much in the making, so many sleepless nights, so many things I was worrying about, like overthinking everything. The contractor said he's never met an investor who is this obsessed with every last detail. But I just want things to be perfect, and I want to grow, and I want to learn how to do things the right way the first time. So that's why I really go above and beyond to make what I do look its best. And an overspin here or there, it's really not that end of the world because people usually will pay a little more for rent, hopefully. But in a neighborhood like this, not necessarily. I'm trying to do a master lease where I can just rent them all out with one company, and that way I don't have to like find 7 different tenants. And usually like someone will pay more for that to get 7 units in one location all at one time. So that's kind of the goal with this property. And I'm just gonna call like every management company, cold call them, be like, look, do you know of anyone looking for a master lease? And it's a thing, there are a lot of people that do want one. So I'm really confident that I will find someone looking for that. And I can dump this and get out of this construction loan right away and get into my next project, which is gonna be bigger and better. And I'm targeting to make $1 million to $2 million on the next property, which is gonna be a ton of money. And then at some point, I'm finally gonna get my Lamborghini Urus. So I waited so long, and that is my dream car, and that is what I want. And to be able to travel the world. Those are the 2 things that motivate me to be a good property flipper. What do you guys think of my overspins? I love my little patio here. That was not an overspin. I just used these individual pre-made square tiles and turned them into a patio. So I was able to save a little bit of money there. Also with the driveway, I wanted these like little stripes of concrete because obviously turf is not going to do well in a big apartment complex like this. So we had to do like little stripes of concrete, but it really breaks it up and gives it that trendy modern look. But it is like a little designer feature that I wanted to do here. But yeah, that was again me designing as if this was my own. But yeah, let me know what you think about this place down in the comments below. If there's any other investors watching this, what did I overspend on? Oops, let me know. But yeah, it's so cool to see this at night with all the lights lit up. All right, you guys, I will see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching.